Welcome to another episode of Real Estate Unleashed. I am your host, Regan Hildebrand with the Home Team Realty Group. You can find me on social media at Realtor Regan.
And I am Bridget Quinn. You can find me on social media, B Quinn Realtor.
Hello, Bridget.
Howdy doodies.
Welcome to another episode. We're now officially, I'm going to declare it, in the spring buying season.
Yes, we are.
I don't know what
rocking and rolling.
The real estate woodchuck.
How much wood would woodchuck chuck for woodchuck could chuck wood?
Puxatawny Phil of real estate said, but winter's over, spring is here, and today we're going to talk a little bit about, as people are getting out into the real estate market, what are the no-nos of real estate, big no-nos in real estate.
Oh, there's lots of them, but
we'll
try to narrow it down.
We're going to narrow it down. We're going to keep it simple.
There's a method
to our madness.
The KISS method.
The KISS method, yeah.
Keep it simple, stupid.
Keep it simple in selling real estate.
Yes.
Yeah. So if you're going out there, if you are diving in feet first, head first, whichever, into the deep end of the real estate pool, what are the things that you should absolutely not do in real estate, especially if, again, you're a novice, I don't care if you're a novice, you're an expert, if it's your first time, if it's your last time buying, avoid these things. Like, just
avoid like
us.
the plague.
Yeah, and if you see them happening, correct quickly.
Yes.
Because you could be putting your best interests at risk, right?
For sure.
And what would you say would be at the top of your list, B. Quinn?
Well, there's lots of them. Regan. I would say one of my pet peeves, and I've been guilty of this before, way before real estate, is just randomly, without your agent, just walking straight up to a house, peeping in through the windows, having a look around in the backyard or whatever, especially the chances are that it's not a vacant home. Don't do that.
Yeah, it can look vacant.
Been there, done that.
No cars in the driveway, sign in the yard. It might even look like new construction, right? Mm-hmm. Been there, done that.
Been there, done that.
On the other side
with
of
me and Mr. Quinn. He just goes rolling up to it, peeping in through the window, and some guy comes out. Can I help you? Oh, fudge! Run!
There's a leprechaun in my window.
So don't go peeping around somebody's property.
Yeah, so that's I think a big confusion in real estate is just because a house is listed doesn't mean it's fair game and it frustrates sellers. And I think, having had plenty of sellers who have reached out to me, even the one that I just recently had closed on Friday, we had a situation where people were just filling up the driveway, and it was a vacant house, but they wanted it shown by appointment because if people are there peeping in windows when another appointment is made, it's off-putting to everybody involved. And yeah, it's just because a sign is in the yard doesn't mean it's free reign to walk around. Yeah, security issues too.
Don't do it.
Yeah, and depending on which state you are in, could result in some castle doctrine issues, which we won't get into.
Yeah, no.
But yeah, that's definitely, I would put that at the top of a list of a no-no.
I mean, that's just I think some of it's not even that old school. It's just kind of the old way of thinking of like, hey, if you see something for sale, just go check it out. Mm-hmm. I mean, there's doing a drive-by and just scoping it out, and then there's peeping Tom checking it out.
Yeah. Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Exactly. Well, speaking of peeping Toms, the other side of that coin is if you are the sellers and you're listing your house, I'm just going to say it, keep your pants on at all times. I've been on the buying agent side where we knock on a door and one member of the household didn't know that there was a scheduled showing and just happened to be freshly out of the shower. Mm-hmm. That's embarrassing.
Yeah, there's been several agents that have told stories about going through the house and there's somebody still sleeping in the bed. And...
or hiding in the basement.
No.
Yeah.
So yeah, just don't.
Just don't do it. Yeah.
What would you say?
I would say, like, the big no-no is just if you're driving around and you're casually searching, whether or not you have an agent who is already your buyer's agent, don't call the sign. And that's something
And
that
why is that, Regan?
well, it's something that not every agent's going to tell you, because as listing agents, we do want people to call the number on the sign because it sometimes results in a new client for us.
Right.
But the little behind the scenes, sharing a little behind the scenes stuff from the way we think as agents is, if we get you off the sign, meaning that you called the number on the sign versus calling a separate agent, now we're going to potentially make dual commission or dual agency, we call it in North Carolina, which is more money in our pocket. Plus, we might not have to represent you as the buyer. We can continue to represent the seller depending on how the arrangement is made.
Right.
And you, as the buyer, do not get that fiduciary in your corner. You don't get
you don't get our tips and tricks. You don't get our negotiating skills. You don't get our advice or what to offer and all that if we're playing both sides of the
exactly
field.
Yeah. And you have to ask that question too of who is representing who if you don't already have it settled.
Right.
So yeah, if you're calling the sign as a buyer, you're probably not serving anything in your best interest. It's probably in the best interest of the seller at that point. So don't call the sign. Find an agent that can represent you separately. It's kind of like walking into a car lot. You're having a salesman across from you the whole time. You have nobody in your corner.
Right.
Nobody experienced. So yeah, that would be...
Now, in saying that, if somebody sees your sign, you can call me.
That's right.
If you see my sign, you can call Regan. That's okay.
Yeah, that's okay. There's different ways of agency work, so you have to ask the right questions.
Right.
Which whole nother video for that. Yeah.
See previous videos.
Yeah, exactly. What would you put down there?
And keeping in lines with that, I would say that if you're not going to call the listing agent, right, you're also not going to call or just randomly show up to a model home, the new construction, those sort of things too. Because once you do that, again, you have no one in your corner that's going to fight for you unless we already do it in the start. Do you know what I mean? Like,
yeah,
you lose that representation, and we've talked about that before. It's
new construction's a funny little beast in that it has sometimes different rules than we have in our side of like the resale market.
The representation side.
There are plenty of builders that if you show up without your agent, your agent is no longer going to be, at least not by the builder, recognized.
They're not a party.
They're not a party to that transaction. They can't, well, they might be able to represent you, but the builder's not going to be...
They're not going to compensate you for that representation.
Then it's out of your pocket if you want the representation, or you're just AWOL. Or not AWOL. FUBAR is the term I was looking for. Yeah.
I would say some people kind of go AWOL.
You might want to go AWOL if that was the case.
I've had that. Poor clients have happened to that. And and I think we had talked about before too, it's just, you don't know what you don't know. And unfortunately, my client didn't know. Yeah. Even though we had said before, she just didn't know, wasn't necessarily thinking, and just went to see it because it became available. Well, now I can't, I can represent her, but now that builder is not going to pay me for my representation.
So the other thing that people don't realize is builders, when they put the house on the market, they already have built in compensation for you to have independent representation. It's already built into everything. You don't get a discount because you say, what if I don't bring an agent? Will you lower the price? They don't have that ability if they participate in the multiple listing service, MLS. It's already baked in, and you're not going to get a discount. Plus, even if you could, why would you want that? Because you're walking in unarmed. I have saved thousands and thousands of dollars and avoided so many headaches for clients in new construction. So the big no is to know to walk in with your agent, know to call your agent to set up that time and get ahead of it.
For sure.
And being impulsive in new construction,
it can cost you
huge
big money.
No. Yeah.
I mean, literally, it's going to cost you money anyway, but
money,
it's going to cost
headache,
time, effort, money.
You miss so many vital steps in the process.
Because again, you already don't know what you don't know. And if you don't know you're supposed to have certain things through the process, you're already going to be behind the eight ball.
Yeah, yeah, precisely.
So I would
Yeah,
say, yeah, that was a big one too.
and talking about that shopping for houses, the other no-no I put in there is don't put the cart before the horse and get
Mm-hmm.
out there without a pre-approval or at least some kind of relationship going with a lender,
Yep.
a good lender, and we talked about that in many episodes,
Mm-hmm.
um, to at least know where you stand. Because the biggest thing that you can do is not understand your buying power when you're shopping for a house.
Well, you could be, looking in the wrong price range. You could be, you know, only be qualified for 300 and you're looking at 400, or even vice versa. You could be qualified for 400 and only looking at 3. I mean, there's
Or your rate,
differences, or your
yeah.
rate is just off, or
And rate now plays so much into what your buying power is. So
mm-hmm.
if you're talking about, well, I know that I can afford, let's call it $2,300 a month. Well, that doesn't always mean that there's a certain dollar amount on the price point. It all depends on what your rate translates into to get you to that
well, there's a lot of factors,
$2,300 a
right? So
month.
it depends on where you live, county. It depends on taxes and insurance, and all of that is baked into your
Yeah,
monthly payment, right? So
yeah,
working with the lender is going to be able to give you a better range.
yeah. We call it the pity payment, the principal, interest, taxes, and insurance, PITI.
Pity.
So, to calculate that, you do need a
Yeah,
good lender.
for sure.
We can maybe run rough estimates for you, but they're going to be
Yeah,
really
but
rough.
but the estimates
To meet,
estimates and
might not
bounds.
meet your expectation.
No,
Watch
meets
the
and bounds.
bruise there.
Sorry, meets and bounds.
Had a little injury. Trying to
Uh,
cover it up. I'll
yeah.
show that on camera.
Meets and bounds. No, the
The meets and
estimates,
bounds, yeah.
like with us, sorry, we're totally off traffic. The estimates that we can give are only as good as basic information that we have. Like,
Yeah.
what's the rough interest rate right now? We can ballpark it, but we're not going to be
Yeah.
able to give you the nitty gritty
It's
that
so much
a lender. I don't want to be able to give you that nitty gritty because
You can spend 30 minutes talking to an agent about what your payment might look like, or you can spend 30 minutes talking to a lender and get it nailed down much finer than you could in any other conversation.
sure.
So get with the lender, a loan officer that knows what they're doing and has the experience to walk you through that process and go out there smart. What else would you say in your no-no list?
no, 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 no. Sorry, got a little black eyed peas going on now. I would say don't ever be a for sale by owner.
Yeah,
A
on the sell
FISBO
side of things.
on the sell side of things, because you lose out on so much. You're not getting your home. Even if you do pay for a limited service to say maybe advertise, you're still missing out on that advertising across our MLS and even syndicated into the big sites, the Zillows, the Realtors, and everything like that. You're missing that. You're missing, agents wanting to promote your sale.
Yeah. 87% for sale by owners end up selling their house with the assistance of an agent.
Yeah.
So, yeah, there is the
And I-
13%.
And I would
that-
say, like, there's disclosures and all this stuff
Yeah.
that you're supposed to have with it. And if you're, doing it yourself, do you know that you have to have that? Oh, probably not, unless you've done it a lot.
yeah, if you've
I
got the
mean-
experience, maybe, there's some things that you want to do on your own, but the danger is the minefield that we talked about before on the buyer side, going in completely without the resources that you need, whether it be forms, just fiduciary advice from someone who does it for a living.
Well,
I
you
mean,
could be hurting yourself. You could be underpricing yourself. You could be overpricing yourself. I mean, there's so many factors that go into it.
yeah,
It's not for the faint of heart. And I mean, there's been some successful people that have done for sale by owner, but in the grand scheme of things, I think that number is so skewed because nobody really can do it successfully
exactly. And it's that
in the bigger
piece of
picture.
on the money side, everyone says, "Well, I want to keep the money in my pocket. I don't want to pay an agent 6% or
Yeah,
whatever
but
it is."
if
But
if somebody says that, though, we could probably more than likely get you so much more money to keep in your pocket.
absolutely. So we have an agent in our firm that we work with who just recently represented a buyer, and the buyer purchased a for sale by owner. The buyer, quite frankly, got that at a steal because the for sale by owner had no clue the value of their home. They didn't even bother to ask an agent for a market analysis, which we'll do for you to show you the value. And we'll go beyond that, and we'll show you also how we can get you more than you could even on your own, even with that information.
Sure.
So our agent in our firm, and you know who I'm talking about, like just recently closed this deal, the differential between what they purchased the house for and what the appraisal showed was jaw dropping. So if you are for selling by owner and you have a buyer come in with an agent, now you have no leverage. You don't have, the balance of power is tipped in the advantage of that buyer's agent.
For sure.
Which, if I'm a buyer's agent, I love that.
Sure.
But if I'm a seller, do I want to go out there unarmed against that?
There's already so much you have to fight against on either side of the table. Why not be as best prepared as you can?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, and in that vein of being prepared, you talked about overpricing or underpricing. The pricing is so important in
Especially
this market.
now. Especially now.
Absolutely. You can't overprice. That's a huge no-no. You don't want to underprice either.
No. But there's a certain threshold that you can be to be in that range of where it is supposed to be.
Absolutely. And where it's supposed to be is going to be determined by a competent agent looking at numbers, running what we call comparative market analysis, again, and showing you as the seller not only what's closed in the last 6 months and that you're up against historically, but what are you up against currently? What's on the market in your similar neighborhood, price point, all this that you are literally competing against.
Right.
So don't overprice. Huge no-no. Absolutely.
Oh, it grinds my gears.
Yeah.
Almost as bad as not putting the toilet seat down in pictures.
Pet peeves. I would say like the thing that we should probably close with is the biggest no-no I would want everybody to walk away from is don't wait. No matter where you are in the process, there's no reason to wait if you're a buyer, seller. The market is always going to change and shift back and forth, but no one's ever benefited from sitting on the fence. No. At least get the information you need to make a decision.
Right.
Don't wait to at least speak to a professional, us, and find out what you can do by us
find
giving
out your
you
buying power if you're looking to buy, or find out what your home is worth if you're looking to sell. I mean, it's our time and our effort to try to help you make that right decision. That's all it is.
to get the timing right. You're never going to be able to chase the market. It's like stocks and all that stuff. You're never going to find a better deal than you can right now, because if you're wasting money with a rental payment or you're sitting on property that you could sell now for a good price and get the house you like, why not? Yeah.
I would say so.
Yeah. Don't wait. Don't wait to reach out to us.
Nope.
Don't wait to hit the subscribe button. Don't wait to leave a comment. We'd love your feedback on what kind of topics will be vital to you to help you be successful.
Absolutely.
And what kind of no-nos maybe you see as well.
Maybe next time we'll talk about what's some yes.
Yes. Click the subscribe button, reach out to us, leave a comment, question. Love to hear from you. I am available on social media at Realtor Regan.
And I am on all social media, B. Quinn Realtor. And as always, we'll catch you next time.
Thanks, everyone.
Bye.